The next step is to orientate the needles and the yarn stitches so that none of your stitches are twisted and you're forming a circle. As you can see here, all of my cast-ons are all pointing in the same direction. Everything's on the inside. Oh, and in the previous one, it's quite obvious that I pulled out that second stitch. I forgot to say that. Okay, so with the yarn in the back, I'm going to join this mess into a circle. This is always tricky to get this started. I guess it must take years and years of knitting. The first stitch you want to knit very tight. Okay, insert it into the first stitch. The first stitch is going to be obviously the last stitch on that run, by the way, as you can see how that is. Okay, and if you haven't noticed, I'm not very good at holding my yarn correctly. Okay, I'm just trying to make this guy, really tight. And I'm trying to hold it out so you can see, but you know what, I'm just going to get it in there. And you're just going to have to trust me that I'm pulling it through really tight. Okay, I got it. Alright, so we're going to do knit 2, purl 2. It's very important and see how I'm carrying the end of my cast-on tail so that I'm weaving it in as I go. Or I can just drop it. I know Amy likes to do it's a little short. Do 3 stitches with the tail, but I always like to do 4. I guess it's just my extra reinsurance. If I could get it in there. Okay, here we go. Like I said, it's really wonky when you first start with the DPNs. As you go, it will get much easier, so don't get frustrated and quit. Okay, that was knit 2, purl 2. Now I'm going to knit 2. Now that I have the tail out of the way, it'll be a little easier. And then purl 2. And knit 2. And as you come to each DPN, the new DPN, you're going to take this one out that you just finished and switch it over to your right hand. And then continue knitting. Yep, we're on a purl stitch. I'm going to purl the first stitch on the next DPN. You want to do it tight. I mean, not so tight that you're, messing it all up, but keep it nice and tight. Otherwise it creates those little ladders, and we don't like ladders. It's not easy to knit with your hands way out in front of you. Okay, and then 2. And then 2. And as you go around in a circle, you will learn that it really does get so much easier once you get some length on your work. It's the first part that's just it's a bear, but just stick with it. It's okay. Look at me, I can't even get them to go. Like I said, they sort of. Well, I thought I was splitting that one. They get in the way and they do their own thing a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to switch the needle over again and move on to the third DPN. So you got the picture. One trick that I do like to do, because I tend to forget and lose count of what row I'm on, is I have these little green end thingies, and I just put it on the end of my first DPN, and then when I come around in the circle, I pull it off. And I know that that's the next row without having to keep an eyeball on my tail over there. If you're new to this, you're at home right now going, oh my gosh, these things are driving me crazy. Because as you can see, they're like bouncing all over the place over here. Ugh. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, and another knit 2. I'm just going to go to the end of this row and then make the turn. And sometimes they get in your way. I just push them back down all the way because I'm going to need it short in a second here anyway. Oops, I lost that guy. There you go. Oh, still lost him. And as you do this, see, I'm switching it back over again. I'm now working the 4th needle, which will be the last one that I'm going to do right now. And I'm on purl, so this is going to be 2 knits. Purl, purl, knit, knit. Oh, and I have to try and keep my eyeball on the camera to make sure that I'm not over here somewhere. Okay. Knit, knit, and a purl, purl. Now when I pull this one off and I go to knit 2, the DPN that starts the beginning, look at what I find. My little reminder. Okay, that's 1 row. And I just shove it on there, on the one that I'm knitting with, and just keep going. Now, this one, since I'm starting on the first DPN again, it's going to have the double stitches from where I connected my long tail cast on. And those are going to be knits to start. So just keep going. You work this for about, it says 3 to 3.5 inches, which I'm guessing is probably going to be more than 20 stitches. 20 rows. I don't know, maybe 22 or so, I guess. Anyway, so when I get done with my 20 some odd rows and have that to the appropriate length that I want, I'll be back. In the meantime, knit on.